what we're going to do today, ladies and gentlemen. And to get us in a better way to understand this concept, I'd like to introduce you and let you know that you are now members of the live studio audience of the game show, Every Member Counts. Welcome to Every Member Counts, America's favorite game show where Toastmasters Club officers vie for the affection and commitment of an eligible member to be a part of their officer team. Now I'd like to introduce the people who will be trying to vie for that contestant's affection, and that would be contestant number 1, Danielle Custis, Club Treasurer. Come on down, Danielle.
Danielle hails from Treasure Bag, Texas, loves double digits or better. Her hobbies are compliance and looking for a boss who can handle the cost and pay. She loves someone to drop the coin on the tenderloin. Danielle, what the cost is.
I actually didn't announce our announcer and our illustrious host, so let me just take a minute now that we have our beautiful Danielle introduced. Let me introduce our game show host for the day. I'd like to introduce you former YMCA Assistant Director and mustache model who lives and loves the 1970s. Please help me welcome our illustrious and distinguished host, Ralph Smedley. Now, Ralph, I'd like to bring up Corey Lurch, our VP of Public Relations.
Corey hails from the Toastmaster head office out in Seattle somewhere. He has trouble saying no to any Toastmaster office given him. He's a duck-feeding dancer comedian who also enjoys being a triathlete. In his spare time, he likes to sit around reading Toastmaster manuals. He's never met someone he didn't want to evaluate.
Our next contestant is Ms. Julie Ventiloro, Vice President Membership.
Julie is from somewhere in the 1980s. She's like totally into Hairspray, Mad Rhymes, like way cool, Madonna, duh. Once ran for office, but ran like totally into a tree. And like her favorite role at a meeting is like the grammarian.
And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our final contestant, Dawn McNeil, Vice President, Education.
Rapidly making his way to the stage. Mr. McNeil joined Toastmasters to save his marriage. He's not sure why he's here today, but he thinks it's to spice it up. He worked for American Airlines for 103 years, where he did impressions of Mark Twain, both during takeoffs and departures. He currently is having a delusion about being an area director. Please welcome Old Spice.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, now that you have met our officers who are vying for the eligible Toastmasters affection, I'd like to introduce our contestant of the day, Mr. John Papazian.
John, the Bachelor, hails from Colorado and moved to North Carolina to escape snow and reefer madness. He's both a member of Raleigh Club and the Sass Club, where he has one bad sex. He's trying to change that club from someone that speaks only through a spreadsheet to people that speak like Toastmasters. Please welcome John the Badger. Mr. Bachelor, how are you feeling today?
I'm excited to meet some of these officers.
Do you understand the task before you?
I believe so.
You have it under control.
Yes, sir.
Behind this $2.73 verdict could be your request for that. Proceed.
All right, I'm going to start off with a few questions. Officer number 1, if I was a new guest at your Toastmasters Club, what would you say to seduce me to get me to come back for another meeting?
Well, Bachelor, first, of course, I would welcome you to the club, and then perhaps try to segue into a conversation about checking accounts and maybe credit cards and get your take on accounting software.
Sounds exciting.
You might want to get out more.
Officer number 2, how about you for the same question?
Well, of course, just like Officer number 1, I would welcome you to the club. And I would assure you that I understand that it's intimidating sometimes to enter a room full of capable speakers and that you can take it at your own pace. You can go 4 months without giving an icebreaker. And in fact, there are lots of other modes of communication rather than just one-on-group speaking. You can use websites, social media, advertisement, for any number of things like club events or the club itself. There are so many ways you can learn to communicate in our club.
Very impressive. Well, I changed to a new question. Officer number 3, if we went out on a first date, what table topics question would you give me over the dinner table?
You did say that on the first day.
Our first date. If we were to go out on our first date, Officer number 3, what table topics question would you give me over the dinner table?
I think I would totally want to know who or what your favorite Madonna song is, and then I want you to sing it for me. My favorite is Material Girl. I went to a concert once, and whenever she started singing that, they had their lighters out and hairspray and stuff. And so, wait, what was the question again?
How about Officer number 4? The same question.
I think I want to know first what your drinking habits are. If you tend to get drunk at night, I would tend not to recommend an early morning club. If you drink during lunch, probably an evening club. I would ask what kind of car you drive, so I would have some idea whether or not you can afford to join the club before I waste a lot of time. And third, I want to know, do you have any Cuban cigars and can you share?
Not quite yet, but I'm working on those Cubans. I'm going to have a new question for Officer number 1. If you became my mentor, Officer number 1, and I was about to give my icebreaker speech, and I had some butterflies flying around in my stomach, how would you comfort me for my icebreaker speech?
Okay, if you didn't have a mentor and it was on my shoulders to comfort you, first I would find you and during the club meeting and sit next to you and let you know everything is going to be okay and that the main point of the icebreaker is just let the club get to know you. It's okay if it's not that organized, you have plenty of projects to get it done down pat. And then I would just smile when you're giving your icebreaker and give you a thumbs up so you know you're doing a good job.
I like that. I must have that close to me. How about Officer number 2? The same question. How would you help me to overcome the butterflies in my stomach when I give my icebreaker speech?
Well, to be honest, if you ask for my help, it's not like I could say no. I would encourage you to read the manual. I enjoy reading the manual. I think all the answers to life's questions can be found in Toastmasters manuals. And if you ever feel the butterflies, even if you're right up there giving your speech, just pull the manual out of your back pocket where I know you'll be keeping it. Flip through it until you find the piece of advice that helps you most, and trust in the advice of Toastmasters before us.
Thank you. I'm going to change up a new question. So for officer number 3, if we were to get married, what would be the word of the day for our wedding ceremony?
Well, that's an interesting question. So, like, the first thing I'd like to cover before I answer your actual question about the word of the day is at our reception, our dance would be the robot dance. I'm so good at that we have to do that as our first dance. But, so the word of the day, I think it's going to be membership, because I totally like for new members to come into my club, and I make them feel welcome, and I give them membership packets, and I reach out and I make sure that they're all happy, you know? And so, like, I think membership would make a lot of sense for our word of the day at our wedding.
How about officer number 4? The same question. We got married. What would be the word of the day at our wedding ceremony?
First of all, my wife would have to agree for me to get married again. But I think the word of the day, based on my present marriage, the word of the day would be foreplay. Because having been married a long time, foreplay for me is doing dishes and vacuuming. And I don't want to start out every day. That right.
I noticed that. I'll take that into consideration. I appreciate the honesty, officer number 4. Officer number 1. For our anniversary, if you could give me only one advanced communicator manual as a gift, as an anniversary present, which advanced communicator manual would you give to me for our anniversary?
I think there's one manual about resolving conflicts, maybe? I think it's important going forward, especially knowing how I am, that I want to ensure that when I tell you what to do, that you understand the best approach to avoid conflict. And I know Toastmasters emphasizes this. It's just to do it. In addition to that, I would ask that you look at not just one manual, but perhaps 2. And that can be, of course, your choice. But I think in the partnership, there should be the thing I want you to do, that you do, and then the thing that's your choice. And I think that we will have many anniversaries to look forward to if we just do it like that.
All right, same question for officer number 2. If you could only give me one advanced Toastmaster manual for our anniversary as a gift, which manual would you give me and why?
Well, I have to say, I love the idea of multiple manuals. I would absolutely give you the storytelling manual, because to be honest, sometimes when you tell me about your day, it's not that riveting. If you pay attention to the manual, though, the storytelling manual, I will have genuine interest in how your day went. And if you tell me about the things you're planning in the future, maybe events you want to host or other clubs you want to attend, I will have genuine interest in attending those events and those clubs. So the storytelling manual.
Personal question. How long do you last? The green light? The yellow light? Or all the way to the red light?
I have like no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what these lights are all about. I'm just about getting people to join the club. I don't know anything about giving speeches or timing speeches. I don't know. So I think that maybe officer number 4 would be better to answer that question.
I'll repeat the question for officer number 4. How long do you usually last? To the green light, the yellow light, or all the way to the red light?
My present wife would say that I usually get in the 30-second grace period before the green light.
All right.
Thank you for those questions. Just to remind you, we are in a church there. John, we have come to the point in our show where you need to make a decision. But in order to give you some time to do that, let's take a commercial break.
Introducing Ronco Toastmaster Spray. Simply spray into your mouth 2 times before you give a speech, and you will instantly be cured of ums and ahs for 5 to 7 minutes. Plus, Ronco Toastmaster Spray freshens your breath for those close-up handshake moments. Ronco Toastmaster Spray, available in peppermint or bubblegum flavors. Get yours today. And back to you, Ralph.
Thank you. Well, John, while the theme music plays now, hopefully. Thank you. It's a low budget here. The cameraman is also the sound man. Sponsored by Toastmasters. How's that thinking going, John? Have you? I see that you're a little bit vulgar. Was this a difficult decision?
Very difficult.
All right, I'm going to give the mic back to you, and once you tell us who you picked, we're going to let you meet the people you didn't pick.
Well, the answer I got that really warmed my heart was a question about what word of the day would you have at our wedding? Membership. Ultimately, that's what Toastmasters is all about to me. And membership is the perfect answer for a word of the day at a wedding ceremony. I like to choose officer number 3.
Congratulations, John. And All right.
No, she should stay there.
She stays there.
He needs to meet who he didn't
Oh, that's
pick.
right. We don't get to know that yet.
That's right.
Okay.
This is
We
still-
didn't pick first.
This is just the pilot of the show. That is the 4th mistake Heather has made today. Please make note of it. I know I have it written down on my hand.
Keep track for me.
Yes. Illinois has made a mistake and nothing else. We accomplished that today. All right, let's meet those contestants you didn't pick. Hailing from Texas, Danielle, what the cost is.
As you go to meet Tom, let me let you know about your parting gift. You will receive a lifetime supply of competent leader manuals. Never run out of Toastmaster rolls again. Thank you, Danielle.
Hailing from somewhere in the woods where a lot of Toastmasters have gone to explore who they really are. Meet contestant number 2, Corey Lurch.
Corey, your parting gift is the Ronco Icebreaker brand ice pick, guaranteed to help you break the ice with your next speech.
Now, John, I know it was a tough choice for you between contestants 3 and 4, but let's meet number 4. He tickled your fancy more than once, I can tell you. He was a crowd favorite, and he's gotten younger since being on this stage today. Let's welcome Mark Twain.
selecting each other. We are sending you on an all-expense paid trip to Rancho Santa Margarita, California, where you will visit Toastmasters headquarters and meet Lorraine, third cousin of Ralph Smedley. Congratulations!
Congratulations, John. How about saying a few words about how you feel now that you've seen her in person?
I'm absolutely sure I picked the right officer for me. Thank you so much.
Very good answer.
I hope you enjoyed this live taping of Every Member